Year 2278, space was no longer a mystery for humans. They had traveled to many stars and led peaceful life on small planets. Now a new mission was starting. This time, the ship was heading to a far and quiet planet called Urani. The Unity 1, Earth's peace exploration ship, flew through dark space. Inside the ship were 14 people. Scientists, engineers, and one brave captain, Lena Ray. Lena looked out the large glass window as they approached the green-blue planet. "Prepare for landing," she said. Her voice was calm, but strong. The crew moved quickly. They had waited years for this moment. This was the first human contact with Urani, a planet that sent a peaceful signal 18 years ago but never answered again. As they entered the atmosphere, soft yellow clouds floated around them. Below, thick green forests and clear rivers shined. Under Urani's 2 suns. "Looks like paradise," one crew member whispered. A quiet welcome when the ship landed in an open field. No weapons were ready. This was not a war mission. This was about peace. Captain Lena, Dr. Cole, and 3 others stepped out first. The air was breathable, warm, a little too quiet. Then they saw them. Small creatures began walking out of the trees. They were only 4 feet tall, thin bodies, big black eyes. Their skin was light gray and smooth. They had no clothes, only brown belts holding small tools. They came with flowers and open hands. "They look primitive," whispered Dr. Cole. "Good," said Lena. "No danger here." The aliens, later called Deruvians, made soft humming sounds. They gave food, strange glowing fruits and warm, bread-like pieces. The humans smiled and accepted the gifts. It seemed like a perfect beginning. Deruvians seemed peaceful. Over the next 3 days, the humans built a small camp near the forest. The Deruvians visited often. They watched everything, but never touched. The alien children followed humans and laughed. One even played with Lena's boots, tapping them like a game. But something felt strange. Dr. Cole, the mission's historian and linguist, started spending time in a nearby cave. It had walls covered in ancient symbols and pictures. "They're not just drawings," he said. "They're warnings." "You think so?" Lena asked. "They look like old stories to me." "One symbol repeats over and over," Cole said. "A black sun and a group of tall figures falling into fire." Lena didn't reply. She didn't believe in stories. She believed in what she could see, and what she saw was peace. Something is watching that night. While others slept, Engineer Rana was outside, checking the solar panels. The stars above were bright. Urani had no moon. She heard a soft whisper. She turned. Nothing. Then 2 glowing blue eyes appeared in the trees. She stepped forward. Her hand reached for her cum. Then the eyes disappeared. She told Lena in the morning. "Maybe it was a wild animal," Lena said. "No animal walks like that," Rana replied. "It was standing tall and watching." Cole heard this and frowned. "The Deruvians never come at night," he said. "Why not?" No one had answers. The first loss in day 5. Dr. James, one of the team's biologists, didn't report in. He had gone to collect water samples near the river. They searched for hours. No blood. No equipment. Just his backpack, empty and placed neatly on a stone. A Deruvian child was found near the area. When they asked him questions, he didn't answer. But then, he whispered something. "They are not what they seem. Double quotes." Cole froze. "What did you say?" The child repeated the words in perfect English, then ran away. The team looked at each other in silence. Something was wrong. Cole's discovery. Cole spent the next 2 days in the cave. He copied every symbol, every image. He noticed a pattern. Drawings told a story. A race from the stars arrived. The Deruvians bowed to them. Then, the tall ones died. Fire, eyes, shadows. One picture showed a being holding a strange device. Like a human brain in a glass orb, he called Lena. They've done this before, he said. Another species came. Thought they were gods, but the DARUVNS ... they fooled them. That's just your theory, Cole. No, this is a trap. This is what they do. Pretend to be weak, wait, then strike. Lena shook her head. They've shown no signs of harm. You're letting fear speak. But Cole wasn't afraid. He was sure. The festival that night, the Daruvians invited the humans to a festival. Dancing, music, and lights. The forest glowed in soft colors. The aliens spun in circles, their eyes shining like stars. Lena smiled. Even Cole joined in for a while. But then he noticed something. An alien watching from a distance. It didn't dance. It didn't move. Its eyes were not black. They were human blue. And it wore something around its neck. A small silver badge. Dr. James's ID. Cole ran toward it. The figure disappeared into the trees. Cole shouted, "No." One believed him. Strange technology. The next morning, Lena asked a group of Daruvians if they knew anything about James. They said nothing, but one dropped a small box. It opened. Inside was a glowing crystal, floating in midair. Lena picked it up. It showed a hologram. Earth. The crystal showed Earth cities, space stations, even the Unity 1 ship. Cole arrived. Where did they get this tech? Lena looked at the Daruvians. They acted confused, but one smiled, just slightly. Final warning. Cole returned to the cave one last time. He followed a crack in the wall and discovered a hidden door. It led deeper inside. There, he found a room filled with broken machines, screens, wires, skulls, alien skulls, and one human boot. He touched the wall, and the lights came on. A message. PLAYED. A human voice. Static. Fear. If you hear this... run. They are not primitive. They are watching you. They know our minds. They silence. The message ended. Cole ran back to camp. Cliffhanger ending as the sun set. The Daruvians gathered again. This time, no music. No smiles. Just silence. Lena looked around. She could feel it now too. The eyes. The waiting. Cole whispered. Beside her, they've been playing with us since day one. From the jungle, a tall shadow stepped forward. It was wearing a human uniform. Dr. James's uniform. But the face was not human anymore. Opening scene. The forest was silent. The Unity 1 base lights blinked softly. Inside the ship, most crew members were asleep, but Dr. Cole was not sleeping. He stood by the window, staring into the jungle. Something was out there. Strange movement suddenly. Movement in the trees. Not fast. Not wild. Slow. Watching. Careful. Cole zoomed the lens on his tablet camera. There were eyes. Not 2, not 4, 6, 8, maybe more. Glowing blue eyes. Lena, are you awake? He whispered into his No. Answer. He kept watching. But the eyes vanished into the dark. The disappearing crew. Next morning, Engineer Rana came running into the main room. Commander Zhao is missing. Panic spread quickly. That was the second crew member gone in 2 days. Lena tried to stay calm. Everyone, stay in pairs. No one leaves the base without backup. They searched the area. Just like before, no blood, no noise, no sign of a fight. Only a broken piece of Joe's cum. Found half buried in the dirt. Too clean. Too silent. Cave gets deeper. Cole went back to the secret room in the cave. This time, he brought a scanner. Behind a broken wall, he found metal steps going down. Far below, a huge round door. Alien writing on it. He wiped the dust off and saw, "We hide because we remember. We smile because you forget." The door was locked, but the words stayed in Cole's mind. "They want us to forget," he whispered. "They want us blind." Alien behavior changes that evening. Something changed. The Daruvians stopped bringing gifts. They stood far away, watching. In silence, their smiles were gone. One Deruvian approached slowly. A tall one, older. He pointed to the sky. Then to Cole. Then he drew something in the dirt. A human figure lying down. Alien hands above its head. Lines going into its brain. Cole took a picture, but before he could ask anything, the Deruvian was gone, vanished into the dark. Message from the lost back at the base. Lena tried contacting the missing crew through the ship's black box recorder. She got nothing. Then, at midnight, the ship's speakers crackled. A voice, weak, broken. Lena. Don't trust their eyes. They see everything. They wear our faces. Then silence. The voice was Zhao's, but how? He had no come. Unless someone used it from the inside. The hidden room. Cole finally convinced Lena to enter the secret cave room. They both climbed down into the dark, using scanners. They found a hidden chamber sealed with strange energy. Inside, holograms, floating files, and alien symbols that turned into English when touched. Earth maps, human names, crew files. Saw their own faces, labeled, scanned, marked. Lena touched one file. Why are they studying us? Cole whispered. They were never curious. They were planning. The truth in the light. Before leaving, Cole found one last file. A symbol of Earth. Turning black. The file name, Phase 3, Infiltrate. Infiltrate what? Lena asked. Cole's face turned pale. Us. Final scene. Back at the base. The lights flickered. Power systems dropped for a second. When the lights returned, a human figure stood in the hallway. Rana stepped forward. Zhao, is that you? He turned. Smiled. Too wide. Too slow. Too wrong. He spoke in Zhao's voice. Why are you afraid? We are one now. The lights flickered again, and then blackout. Opening scene. The power was out. The Unity 1 base stood in silence. No lights, no sound, only darkness. Captain Lena held a flashlight. The beam shook slightly in her hand. Zhao? She called out. No answer. She walked slowly down the hallway. Her boots made soft thuds on the metal floor. Suddenly, a shadow moved behind her. She turned fast. Nothing, but someone was there, watching. The wrong voice. Lena turned a corner. She saw Zhao standing near the exit, but he was just standing. Not moving, not blinking. Zhao, where were you? She asked. He didn't answer. Then he smiled. The same smile Cole saw on the DRUVN. Slow. Wrong. Empty. We are safe here, Zhao said. No pain, no fear. His voice was cold. Like a machine reading words. Lena stepped back. She raised her wrist and tapped her alert button. Zhao took one step forward. Then the lights came back on. Zhao vanished. No sound, no trace, just gone. Cole's warning. Cole rushed in. Was that Zhao? Not anymore, Lena said. He's something else. Cole nodded. I've seen this before. In the files. He placed his tablet on the table. It showed a hologram from the alien cave. A human face, slowly changing into a Deruvian. Skin graying, eyes growing, muscles shrinking. They're copying us, he said. One by one. How? Lena asked. I think they don't just copy the body. They copy the mind. The stolen suit. Later that day, Rana discovered something disturbing in the jungle near the river. A Deruvian, hiding behind a rock. But it was wearing something strange, a human spacesuit. It had Commander Zhao's name tag. Rana called for help. The Deruvian ran. The crew chased it, but it disappeared into the trees. When they reached the spot, the suit was still there, neatly folded, clean. Inside the helmet, they found a voice recorder. It played one line, spoken in Zhao's real voice. Don't follow them. Don't believe the faces. The observation room Cole and Lena returned to. The cave. This time, they opened another hidden chamber, a giant round room. The walls covered in glowing lines. In the center, Holograms of the Unity One. They saw themselves, walking, sleeping, talking. The Deruvians had been watching them the whole time, recording every move. One screen showed Cole reading. Another showed Lena in the shower. Cole stepped back in horror. This isn't first contact, it's a hunt. The history of Mask Skull studied the alien writing on the wall. He translated it slowly. Long ago, Deruvians ruled the stars, a powerful empire. But we lost a war. We became shadows. We learned to hide, to wear masks, to become those we once feared. It's not just about survival, Cole whispered. They don't want peace. They want to become us. A voice from the dark at midnight. Lena received a direct signal, not from the crew, from a Deruvian. The voice came through the ship's console. Do not fight. Do not run. You are already part of us. The more you resist, the more it hurts. We wore the face of Zhao. Next, we will wear yours. Then static. Lena stared at the screen, heart racing. They don't just steal bodies, she whispered. They erase souls. Closing scene. Outside, a line of Deruvians stood at the edge of the jungle, but something was different. One of them was wearing Cole's uniform, and it smiled at the real Cole. They're sending a message, he said. They're showing us what comes next. The camera zooms in on the Deruvians' eyes. They blinked. Once human. Now something else. Opening scene. The jungle was thick and quiet. Lena and Cole led the team deeper into the cave. The secret door, which Cole found days ago, was finally opened. The heavy metal door creaked. Beyond it was darkness, and a soft blue light far below. They climbed down narrow metal stairs. The air grew colder. The walls hummed with power. A city hidden underground at the bottom. They entered a large cavern, but this was no cave. It was a glowing city. Towers and buildings made of shining metal and crystal filled the space. Strange machines floated in the fuzzy air, humming softly. Holograms projected stars and planets. Lena's breath caught. This isn't primitive, she whispered. This is an entire city under the ground. Alien technology. Cole touched a control panel. Lights and screens came alive. Maps of Earth and other planets flashed. Weapons, ships, and energy sources were displayed. Lena picked up a small device. It looked like a bracelet, but projected a 3D map of the human crew. They've been watching us for a long time, Cole said. They're not waiting, Lena added. They're preparing. The archive room in the center of the city was a huge room filled with data crystals. Cole grabbed one. It showed the history of the DARU via NS. Once they ruled many planets. They had powerful weapons and great knowledge, but they lost a great war and were forced to hide on Urani. The plan revealed. Cole found a file marked Phase 3 Takeover. The screen showed human planets marked in red. Next to them, symbols of Deruvian ships and forces. A message played. We will hide as weak. We will wait until humans trust us. Then we will take control, one mind at a time. Lena felt cold. They've planned this for centuries. A dangerous signal. Suddenly, an alarm rang through the city. Lights flashed red. The ship's sensors showed a signal sent to Earth. Lena ran to a console. The message was clear. Phase 3 begins. They've started, Lena said. The team knew they had little time. They hurried back up the stairs. The Deruvians were coming. Outside, the forest seemed alive with movement. Lena looked back. The glowing eyes from before were all around. They were not primitive at all. Final scene. Back on the ship, Lena sent an urgent message to Earth. They are not weak. They are dangerous. We must stop them. Cole stared at the window. We exposed their city. But we don't know what comes next. Outside, the stars shone bright, but in the darkness, something watched. The ship was quiet. Too quiet. After escaping the underground city, Lena and Cole sat in the command room, watching the screens. Every corner of the jungle outside was being monitored. But nothing moved, no Deruvian, no strange lights. Just silence. Cole tapped the controls nervously. "Why aren't they chasing us?" he asked. "Because they don't need to," Lena said. "They've already begun Phase 3. She looked at the message they intercepted earlier. Phase 3, takeover through mental sync. Cole leaned back in his chair. His mind was racing. Mental sync. What does that mean? He opened the alien data they brought back. Strange symbols floated across the screen. After a few minutes of decoding, the message became clear. We take the mind first. Then the body follows. Cole's hands went cold. They don't attack with weapons. They invade the brain. Strange dreams that night. The crew tried to rest, but sleep didn't bring peace. It brought dreams. Rana dreamed of her childhood. She saw her father, her house, her street. It all felt real. But then, everything turned dark. The sky changed. The stars blinked out, and someone whispered in her ear, "We remember you." She woke up screaming. She wasn't the only one. Hef. The crew had nightmares. Some saw family. Some saw Earth burning. Others saw themselves. But with Deruvian eyes. Infected minds. Cole did a scan of Rana's brain. What he found was terrifying. A signal was hidden in her neural waves, a low-frequency pulse that wasn't natural. "It's like a code," he said. "A virus made of thought." Lena leaned forward. "Are we saying they're inside her mind?" Cole nodded. "Yes, and maybe others too." They scanned the rest of the team. 3 more showed early signs of sync. All had the same symptoms: headaches, strange dreams, unexplained. Knowledge of alien symbols. One of them, Officer Samir, even started speaking the Deruvian language in his sleep. "This is how they win," Lena whispered, "without firing a single shot." The mind-linked device. Cole remembered something from the underground city. A small device with glowing lines. He had taken it, thinking it was just a tool. Now looking closely, he realized it was a mind reader. He connected it to his computer. The screen flashed. "Link ready." He paused. "If I link my mind, I might see what they see." Lena grabbed his arm. "You don't know what it could do." "We need to understand them," Cole replied. "And this may be our only chance." He sat in the chair and placed the device on his head. Inside the network in seconds. Cole's world changed. He was no longer on the ship. He stood in a dark space, infinite. Empty, but alive. Voices echoed from every direction. "You seek truth. We are many. We remember pain." Images appeared before him. He saw Earth. Then, Earth in flames. He saw humans screaming. Deruvians watching. Then something strange. Humans and Deruvians together. Walking, talking, smiling. But their eyes were wrong. Cold. Empty. The Deruvians weren't killing humans. They were becoming them. A tall figure stepped from the shadows. Its skin shifted between Deruvian and human. Its face was always changing. Man, woman, child, soldier, teacher. "We are memory," it said. "We are the forgotten. You called us primitive, weak, so we waited, we learned, we copied. Now we become." Cole tried to speak, but his mouth wouldn't move. "You fear loss," the voice continued. "We offer unity. One mind, one purpose. You do not lose yourself, you become more." Cole screamed in his mind. "This isn't unity, it's control." The figure paused. "That is your fear, not ours." And then darkness. Cole wakes up. Cole gasped and pulled the device off. His heart was racing, his skin was cold. Lena helped him up. "What did you see?" "Everything," Cole whispered. "They don't want to destroy us. They want to wear us like a skin. Can we stop them?" "Maybe, but first we have to break the signal." The hidden antenna. They returned to the jungle. Using a signal tracker, they followed the brainwave frequency. It led them deep into the forest, farther than before. There, hidden under plants and Stone was a tower. Alien tech shaped like a tree, but glowing faintly. At the top, it pulsed blue. This is the transmitter, Cole said. It's sending the mind virus across the area. Lena looked around. Why didn't we notice this before? Because they didn't want us to, Cole replied. It hides itself from human eyes. The decision, they had two choices. Destroy the tower and break the signal. Try to hijack it and send a reverse signal to help infected crew. Lena hesitated. If we destroy it, we stop the invasion. But we lose the ones already infected. If we try to reverse it and fail, Cole added, we risk our own minds. Silence. Then Rana stepped forward. I'm already infected. Let me try. No, Lena said. It's too dangerous. Exactly, Rana replied. That's why it should be me. The counter-signal connected Rana to the tower using the mind-link device. Cole coded a reverse pulse designed to disrupt the Deruvian frequency and restore human thoughts. As Rana entered the mental space, her body shook. Her heartbeat slowed. Inside the network, the voice returned. Why do you resist? We offer peace. Rana replied, you offer a cage. The screen on the tower flashed. Waves of data flowed. Pain, pressure, darkness. And then light. The breakback on the ship. Officer Samir gasped and fell. The Deruvian language stopped. He looked around, confused. Where am I? What happened? Others woke too. The signal had worked. The infection was breaking. Rana opened her eyes. It's not over, she whispered. But now, they know we can fight back. The final message. Lena sent another message to Earth. They're not gods, not monsters. Just survivors who lost their way. But their plan is real. And it's growing. Earth must prepare. Not for war, but for something deeper. A war of the mind. Closing scene. Deep underground, in the hidden city, the Deruvians stood around a glowing table. The leader, the one with shifting faces, watched a hologram of Cole and Rana. It tilted its head. They have seen. They have touched the network. Good. Now we begin Phase 4. It smiled. The screen blinked. Phase 4. Merge. The sky above Urani was calm, but Lena felt the storm coming. They had stopped the mind virus for now, but the Deruvians were not defeated. Far from it. Inside the underground city, a new plan had started. Phase 4. The last message from the alien network echoed in her head. Merge. What does that mean? She asked quietly. Cole stood beside her, watching the jungle through the ship's window. It means they're done hiding, he said. Now they want to combine us with them. Combine? Lena asked, confused. Cole nodded slowly. Not control, not copy, something worse. They want to fuse. The quiet before the storm, after Rana's success with the reverse signal. Some crew members began to return to normal, but others were not the same. Samir stared into space for hours. Another soldier, Kiran, started drawing strange symbols on walls, the Deruvians' language, without knowing how. One night, Lena found him in the corridor, whispering, they are inside. The wires, inside me. Cole checked his brainwaves. The infection was changing. The frequency was not just mind control anymore. It was turning into something deeper. Signal from Earth. Finally, Earth responded. A message came from Admiral Graves. Received your reports. Orders, do not engage. Reinforcements will arrive in 5 days. 5 days. Lena read the message twice. We won't survive 5 days. Cole agreed. They've moved to Phase 4. In 5 days, the crew might not even be human anymore. They needed answers. Fast. The second city. Cole remembered a map from the underground archive. It showed 2 cities. One was the place they had visited. The other, deeper, marked only as the origin. Cole and Lena prepared a small team. Rana, Samir, he insisted, and a silent guard named B.O. They entered the jungle once more. Cole used a scanner to track the buried energy signatures that it took hours of walking. The jungle grew stranger. Plants glowed faintly. Insects hovered in perfect silence. Finally, the scanner beeped. Below their feet was a hatch, hidden under thick moss. The descent. The team opened the hatch. A dark tunnel led downward. They climbed metal steps, passing old lights that flickered blue. The air was colder than the upper city. Finally, they reached the bottom. Before them stood a black door, smooth and silent. On it was written in both alien and human language. This is where the first merge began. They looked at each other. This is it, Cole said. The true beginning. They opened the door. Inside the origin. The room was not made of stone or metal. It was living. The walls pulsed like muscle. The lights blinked like eyes. And in the center stood a large column, part machine, part flesh. Around it floated hundreds of orbs, like memories in glass. Each orb held a scene, a human face changing slowly into a Deruvian learning to speak Earth languages, human children playing. With glowing blue eyes, Rana stepped back. This is a lab, she whispered. This is where they started turning us. Cole scanned one orb. It showed Earth, long ago. A Deruvian ship crashed into a forest. Somehow, a few humans helped them. The Deruvians learned fast. Too fast. They've been testing for decades, Cole said. Earth doesn't know. But we've already been touched. The Merge project. They found a console in the back of the chamber. When activated, it spoke in a calm female voice. Merge program, Phase 4 activated. Objective, blend host species into one superior form. Cole's eyes went wide. They want to create something new. Not Deruvian, not human, a mix of both. Lena shook her head. That's not evolution. That's extinction. Suddenly, one orb glowed bright. It showed a crew member from Unity 1, the Silent Guard. BO. Subject 009. Progress to 92% complete. They all turned toward BO. He smiled slowly. I didn't want to hide anymore. His eyes changed, blue, glowing. I'm almost ready. The attack. BO jumped forward, knocking Cole to the ground. Lena pulled her stun weapon and fired. The pulse hit BO, but he kept coming, faster, stronger than before. Rana grabbed a steel rod and swung it at him. BO stumbled. Samir pressed a panel on the wall. A security door dropped, trapping BO inside. He laughed as it closed. You can't stop the merge. You are already part of it. They ran. As they climbed the steps, Cole looked at Samir. How did you know where that panel was? Samir didn't answer, but he looked afraid. Infection level rising back on Unity 1. Lena ran a full scan of all crew. The infection had changed. It no longer attacked just the mind. It now bonded with DNA. This isn't a virus anymore, Cole said. It's rewriting what it means to be human. Samir finally spoke. Sometimes I hear their thoughts. They're not cruel. They think they're helping. Lena replied sharply. They're erasing us. Cole looked at the sky. Or merging us. Message to Earth, blocked. They tried to send another warning to Earth, but the ship's comms were jammed. A new signal had taken over, broadcasting alien tones. The Deruvians were blocking all human frequencies. They're cutting us off, Lena said. By the time Earth gets here, it might be too late. The mirror room. That night, Cole found a hidden room in the ship. Inside were mirrors. Each one showed a crew member, but their reflections were wrong. The eyes changed. The skin shifted. Cole looked at himself. His reflection smiled, but he didn single quotes to. He backed away. It's in me too. He walked to Lena's room. We need to act now. The final plan. They gathered everyone still uninfected. The plan was simple, but risky. Return to the underground origin lab. Use the alien system to send a global mind pulse. Overload the merge signal and destroy the network core. But there was One catch: someone had to stay connected to the system to guide the pulse. And once connected, they couldn't return. Rana stepped forward. I'll do it. Lena shook her head. You've done enough. I started this, Rana said. I want to finish it. The final mission, they returned to the origin city. This time the walls were pulsing faster. The merge had begun. Inside the main room, Bio was gone, escaped, but the console still worked. Rana linked herself to the core. Cole entered the pulse settings. You ready? He asked. Rana nodded, her voice steady. Send the signal. Cole pressed activate. The mind war inside the network. Rana floated in darkness. She saw memories, thoughts, dreams, millions of them. The Daruvian spoke too. Her. Why fight? You are already one of us. I choose to be human, she replied. The merge tried to pull her in. Pain, light, voices. She screamed. Then silence. And then the pulse, the collapse all over Urani. The towers exploded. The signal ended. The mind network shattered. On the ship, Samir fell to the floor, breathing hard. They're gone, he said. They're really gone. Bio never returned. His body was found days later, lifeless, skin gray. The merge failed. Rana never came back, but her last signal said, Tell Earth, I chose to stay human. Final scene. 5 days later, the Earth ship arrived. Admiral Graves walked into the jungle base. Lena handed him the data chip. It wasn't a war of weapons. It was a war of minds, and we almost lost. Graves looked at the ruins of the tower. We need to prepare Earth, he said. Cole replied. We already started. But the question is, how much of us is still us? In the trees above, one small bird watched. Its eyes were bright blue. 1 week later, the ruins of the underground Daruvian city were silent. The glowing walls no longer pulsed. The mind-linked towers had fallen. The merge had failed. But something still lingered. Something. Watching, Cole stood alone in the jungle. Staring at the sky, he hadn't slept in days. Rana was gone. The team was broken. And Earth still didn't understand the full danger. He pressed a button on his wrist. Captain's log. Day 51 on planet Urani. Merge phase 4 failed. But something remains. Night echoes. That night, Lena walked the ship's corridors. Crew was quiet, tired, distant. Some still had strange dreams. Some still heard whispers. And one man, Officer Jensen, had vanished without a trace. He left only a strange symbol drawn in red on his bed. A circle. A line. A tear. Lena touched it with her glove. Same shape we saw in the network, she whispered. Cole agreed. This isn't over. The signal returns at exactly 2:43 a.m. The ship's systems lit up. An unknown frequency entered the comms. Static turned into patterns, patterns into pulses, and pulses into words. The screen flashed, hello again. Cole froze. That's not from Earth. The computer confirmed, origin, deep space relay satellite, station Theta 91. Lena looked confused. That satellite was shut down 30 years ago. Then who reactivated it? Cole asked. The screen blinked again. You stopped phase 4, but you forgot something. Phase 0. What is phase 0? Cole scanned the files from the alien city again. There was no phase 0 listed. No hint. No map. It was like it had been erased. Then Rana's last message appeared again on his monitor. Her voice echoed in the room. Tell Earth, I chose to stay human. But this time, something was added to the end. Her voice continued in a whisper. Phase 0 is not here. It's inside you. Cole stepped back. Lena stared at him. Inside you? He touched his head. What if phase 0 is not a place, but a memory? Hidden memory file. Cole asked the ship's AI to scan his own brainwave data from the last few weeks. Something strange appeared. Locked section of neural activity. It wasn't human. It wasn't Deruvian either. It was something in between. Memory that's not mine, he said. He ran a simulation. The memory played on screen. A forest. A child. A man with glowing hands. A small device placed behind the child's ear. Then darkness. Lena looked pale. That child was you. Cole's past Cole sat in his room. He thought about the dream again. The memory was too real. He remembered being 6 years old. Lost in a forest with his father. His father had found a strange object in the dirt. An old satellite. And something glowing next to it. The next day, Cole had fainted. For weeks he had nightmares. But then, he forgot everything. Until now. I wasn't chosen for this mission by chance, he whispered. I was part of Phase 0 from the beginning. The forgotten signal. Cole and Lena traced the signal. From satellite Theta-91. It was orbiting close to a dead planet in Sector 19. A planet with no atmosphere. No signs of life, but the signal was strong. We need to go there, Cole said. Lena stared at the screen. That place is called Virex. No one's been there in decades. Maybe no one was supposed to, he replied. Admiral Graves refused. The request. You've done enough, Captain. Return to Earth for debrief. Cole ignored the order. He took Unity 1 off course, toward Virex, planet Virex. 2 days later. Unity 1 entered Virex's orbit. The planet was dark and cracked. The only thing visible was a structure. A large satellite dish, buried in black sand. It matched the lost Theta-91 relay. They landed. The wind was silent. The ground cold. Cole, Lena, and 2 engineers walked toward the dish. As they got closer, they saw something strange. Human bones. Old, cracked bones wearing Earth uniforms. A faded logo. Project Horizon. What is this? Lena asked. Cole opened a file from his database. Project Horizon was canceled 30 years ago. No records, no survivors. No reason why. The secret lab near the satellite dish. They found a door, rusted and buried. With effort, they opened it. Below was a lab. Earth made, but mixed with alien parts. Monitors still blinked. Data logs still ran. And in the center of the room was a cryo pod. Inside it, a man slept. Old, bearded, with a strange implant on his head. A plaque beside him read, Dr. Elian Hart, Horizon Prime Architect. Cole whispered, this man built the signal. Waking the architect, they powered the pod. Slowly the man opened his eyes. He coughed, blinked, then stared at Cole. You look just like your father. Everyone froze. What did you say? Cole asked. Dr. Hart sat up. You don't remember. That's part of the design. Lena asked, design for what? Hart replied, you, Phase 0. The truth of Phase 0. Dr. Hart explained everything. Before the Deruvians arrived, Earth found an alien probe. It contained genetic code, advanced thought patterns, dreams. We called it the signal of change. Project Horizon tried to study it, but it didn't stay passive. It entered US. We realized something. The signal was not from the Deruvians. It was older, ancient. And it had one goal, evolution through memory. Cole asked, then what are the Deruvians? Victims, Hart said. They were the first hosts. The signal turned them into what they are now. You are the key. Dr. Hart looked directly at Cole. Your father volunteered for Phase 0. He allowed the signal to touch his son, you. You were the first human merged, partially. But instead of being consumed, you resisted. The signal slept inside you, waiting for the right time. Cole felt his head spinning. And now it's awake. Yes, Hart said. And only you can decide what happens next. The final choice. The signal inside Cole began to speak. Not in words, in thoughts, in feelings. It showed 2 paths. Merge completely. Become something new, powerful, beyond human and Eruvian. Delete the signal. Destroy it forever. But lose a chance to evolve. Lena stepped forward. You don't have to do either. We can contain it. Cole shook his head. No, it's too late. The choice has to be made now. The inner world inside his mind, Cole saw a sea of memories. Rana was there. His father, Dr. Hart, even B.O. All changed by the signal. A voice whispered, "Join us, or end us." Cole stood in silence. Then he spoke. "I choose humanity." The signal ends. Cole opened his eyes. His body was glowing, but just for a moment. Then the light faded. The satellite cracked. The lab shut down. The skies above Varex cleared. Dr. Hart smiled. "You chose to end it. You broke the chain." Cole fell to his knees. "It's over." Final scene. Back on Unity 1, Lena stood beside Cole in the control room. Earth responded again. "Report received. You're clear for return. Full debrief awaits." Lena looked at Cole. "Do we tell them everything?" Cole shook his head. "Not yet. Let them rest. One war at a time." As the ship rose into space, no one noticed. Deep underground on Varex, one small spark of the signal still pulsed. Very faint, but still alive. 1 month later, back on Earth, Cole stood before a wall-sized screen at the Global Science Council headquarters. Images flashed across the screen. Deruvian ruins, glowing orbs, broken satellites, and encrypted logs. Earth's top scientists and military leaders sat silently in the room, watching. Cole ended his report with a few words. "The merge failed. The signal is gone, but we came close. Too close." The room remained quiet. Then Admiral Graves stood up. "Captain Cole, your report is troubling. But without solid proof, we cannot panic the world." Lena, sitting beside Cole, leaned forward. "You saw the data. You read Rana's last words. And we thank you for your bravery," Graves replied. "But the official report will call it a failed alien experiment. Nothing more." Cole looked Graves in the eye. "That's a mistake." The blue-eyed boy. 3 days later, in a quiet village on Earth, a boy woke from a nightmare. He screamed and held his head. His mother rushed to him. "It's okay. It's just a dream." But she stopped when she looked into his eyes. They were glowing blue. That same day, in another part of the world, a group of children began drawing the same strange symbol. A circle. A line. A tear dot, just like the one Officer Jensen left before he disappeared. The signal was not fully gone. Cole's change back at Earth Space Command. Cole had changed. He wasn't the same man who had left Earth 80 days ago. He was quieter. Slower. His heartbeat slightly different. Doctors ran tests. "You're fine," they said. "But your DNA looks cleaner, more efficient." Lena noticed it too. He moved faster. He didn't forget things. His dreams were clear, sharp, sometimes showing people and places he had never seen before. Cole knew what it meant. "I didn't destroy the signal," he told Lena one night. "I absorbed it. I made a choice. I didn't end evolution. I became part of it." The hidden message. One morning, Cole woke to a soft voice, not in the room, but inside his head. Rana. "Cole, listen, it's not over." Her voice came with a vision. He saw a hidden bunker under the ice of Europa, Jupiter's moon. Inside it was a sphere, black, humming. Rana's voice whispered again. "The first signal didn't come from the Deruvians. It didn't come from Varex. It came from here." Europa mission. Cole and Lena put together a secret mission. They couldn't trust Earth Command anymore. Too many secrets. Too much fear. They took a small ship, Nova 6, and headed to Europa with a team of 5. Cole, Lena, Samir, now fully recovered, Dr. Hara, a biologist, Juno, a young engineer who had also started showing signs of mental clarity beyond human normal. Juno admitted, "I feel Different. Since Unity 1, I remember things I never studied. Cole nodded. The signal touched more than just me. Arrival on Europa, the icy moon looked empty, lifeless. But beneath the surface, their ship's scanner found the bunker from Cole's vision. It was ancient. Metal, but not human or Deruvian. They landed. Cole led the way. The ice cracked under their boots. A small door opened by itself. No code. No tools. Just Cole's presence. Inside was the sphere. The ancient sphere. The sphere floated silently. Black as space, smooth as water. It hummed softly. Cole stepped forward. You called me here. The sphere reacted. Lights danced across its surface. It spoke in 100 languages, overlapping. Then it formed one clear voice. You are ready, Lena asked. Ready for what? The final evolution, the sphere replied. Truth of the signal, the sphere showed them everything. A history that went beyond Earth, Deruvians, or even this galaxy. We are not a race, we are memory, we are evolution itself. Long ago, we spread across the stars. Not to conquer, but to test. To see which species could evolve and carry us forward. The Deruvians failed. They merged too easily. Became copies, not partners, but humans. Resisted. You did not become us, said the sphere. You invited us in, but stayed human. That is what we were waiting for. The choice the sphere gave Cole, another choice, one final decision. We offer you the seed of total evolution. A gift. Share it with your people, or destroy it and remain as you are. Cole turned to Lena and the team. Samir was silent. Juno nodded slowly. Dr. Hera looked unsure. Lena stepped closer. You already changed, Cole, and you're still you. Maybe this isn't the end of humanity. Maybe it's just the next step. Cole placed his hand on the sphere. Then let's evolve our way. The transformation, the sphere entered Cole like light entering water. It didn't hurt. It felt like memory returning home. Then it spread to Lena, to Samir, to all five. Not like a virus. Like a song. They didn't lose themselves. They became more, sharper thoughts, clearer emotions, deeper empathy. They didn't float or fly or glow. They just understood. Everything. Returned to Earth. Nova 6 returned 1 week later. Earth Command was ready to arrest them. But when Cole stepped off the ship, everyone went still. There was something in his eyes, not glowing but powerful. The same was true for Lena, Samir, Juno. They walked forward calmly. Cole held up the sphere, now small enough to fit in his palm. This is not a weapon. This is a gift, one we must earn. The soldiers lowered their guns. Admiral Graves stepped back. What are you? Cole answered. Still human. But the best version of it. 10 years later, the world changed. Not overnight. Not with force, but slowly. The sphere taught people to unlock forgotten parts of their minds. War slowed. Poverty fell. Disease became rare. Humans didn't become machines. They became better humans, faster minds, stronger hearts. Wiser choices. Some refused the change. That was okay, it was not forced, it was offered. The Deruvians, now free from the signal, began to heal too. Cole visited their new home one day. One of them, older now, said, We were wrong. You are not primitive. Cole replied, No, we just took longer to grow. Final scene years later. Cole stood alone at the edge of a cliff. Stars above him. The sphere beside him, now quiet. He looked at the sky. We made it. A voice behind him spoke, soft, kind. Rana. Or maybe just a memory of her. Yes, you chose well. He smiled. What happens now? Her voice echoed. Now, we go farther. Above him, a new star blinked. A new signal began. But this time, it wasn't alien. It was human. The end.